So, but like you said, 50 put in that work, so he get that work, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and I feel that it's like not sleeping and not taking time out to like yo, I sleep when I'm dead. I used to live like that. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm being more strategic, but like actually having a dream and pursuing it, like the podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sean, your podcast, you've been doing your podcast for how long?
Shit, this one, should I started in 2014, and then I paused, and then for some reason my dumb ass wouldn't start it back up, and then I started the hashtag, and the hashtag got damn near 65, 70,000 posts, because of memes and just random shit. And then, restarting it in February of this year, but was going to start it last year, but had some stuff fall through as far as people, committing and stuff like that. But at the same time, I had to figure out how to do it. So I had to keep figuring out different lanes. I was like, you know what? Brian has a podcast. Let me talk to Brian. Brian likes, like this is my cousin. And it was like, Eddie don't like to talk, but fuck it, he'll be an interesting type of character to talk about shit. So fuck it, let's see what Eddie doing, and then just go from there. You know what I'm saying? But it's finding the lane and figuring out what makes sense, for the pod and stuff like that. It's like, well, let's try something. This didn't work, so let's try
That's
this.
wild. I started mine in 2014 too, and I took a break.
Nigga, I took a
uh,
9 year.
it started back in 2017,
Mm-hmm,
2017,
mm-hmm.
and because the logistics of it all back then was harder, right? And then I cannot. It's harder to talk to yourself, like in
Bro,
in
look,
monologue.
I got 10 episodes and I am just literally talking to myself. Like it's I'll say it's produced well. Like I had like an intro and all that shit. It's kind of dope. But like you said, the logistics have, like, it's easier for me to record with certain software or certain have an ability to post my podcast. Like we record it today and then we post it up. I can literally post, like, I like to make sure I don't have to do any edits, but I like to post it by the following Monday or the next day. And it's like, back then I was recording them on SoundCloud,
Oh,
and I was paying for SoundCloud, and I'm like, wait a minute, why am I, but it was no clean way to do it, and don't nobody want to go to SoundCloud to listen to your shit.
man, I
You know
was
what I'm saying?
recording the video, and then I would extract the audio for just the podcast, and I was hosting them on my website.
hmm
Uh, and then I started posting them on YouTube. But like you said, the difficulty for me is like I don't want a monologue. I don't like because it's hard for me to get the feedback to talk to the people or whatever. And I was like, yo, you got to be an excellent person to talk to yourself that long.
And you're not
Uh,
always right, like,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
it's a one-sided thing, it's
yeah.
like literally a one-sided conversation with yourself, so you can I can make myself sound right all the time. But
Yeah.
I'd rather you be like, well, no, Sean, like, think about it like this, or blah 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 blah. Like it creates a good interaction between the both of us. Where I'm just like, oh, I didn't even think about it like that. Oh, let me think a little bit deeper, as far as what I need to explain, or the conversation topic. And that's what's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was asked earlier today, like, do you record your podcast alone? And I just had to laugh because I was like, yeah, I used to,
Yeah, yeah,
like, and I was like, and it was, I mean, I always try to keep it, at that point in time, like under, like 45 minutes to an hour, but it's literally 45 minutes of an hour of just me talking to myself.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. And so like I had bullet points and stuff I
mhm.
was gonna hit, but that's a hard do. Like for somebody like Stephen A to just sit there and talk like that is definitely a talent.
But how
And
do you make somebody pay? Like, it's interesting. Like, you don't, like you said, you don't. I look at it from, like you said, monologue, right?
yes,
I don't see myself listening to somebody. It's funny, like whenever I watch YouTube videos, if I see a YouTube video that's more than like 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch that. But I will sit there and watch eight 8 minute YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to watch one 17-minute video, right?
Yeah. One
It's
12
kind of like,
minute. You be like, mine is like 12 to 14 minutes. And then
mhm,
like I will speed it up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mhm.
yeah.
Nah,
But
it, mhm,
the work that you put into it and like refining the process and stuff like that, like you make it look easy when this like, and I tell people all the time, the biggest draw of making stuff look like making stuff look easy is everybody thinking that they can do it. But
mhm.
when you really get to it, and like you said, like people don't understand the technology behind it. They get out here and then they got goofy stuff, and I can't put out goofy stuff with me because I got an
Mhm.
image of myself. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm
Y-
not I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to
Uh,
reach the uphold. Nah, you can't be out here just be wilding just to get likes, you know.
yeah.
So, so
Yeah.
speaking of that, so one of the topics is talking about like was it a moment of anger ruining a lifetime of peace. Like, how do you like? How do you? I want to say, how do you control yourself? Because I know that I don't. I'm not rattled easy. I could have been in the past, but I'm saying like, how do you? Because you talking. This could be something as simple as somebody being annoying at work, and you just like, man, fuck it, shit, I'm done with this job or something like that. Versus like, okay, let me reel it back, let me figure out what I want to do. But then all the way to the extent of committing a crime just because I don't know something triggered you, and then now you in prison for life. I mean, because we have family that's in jail and stuff like that, or in prison and stuff. And it's just crazy to me that most of the time I read something that said like with crimes, like it's usually within like 30 seconds to 2 minutes could literally could ruin your life. So how do you balance that? I'm just curious. So
Yeah, so like we kind of talked about this before, but like the whole thing about it is not making emotional decisions, right? So
mm-hmm,
like a lot of times what I used to see is like people let anger dictate their decision makings, right? And you
mm-hmm,
can be angry and you can be upset, but at the end of the day, you still got to be you. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
And so like, uh, and then I realized that if I stay calm, I read this book, and like I think I got to start talking about it more too because like I read stuff to kind of figure out the language and how I can explain what I understand, right? But I
mm-hmm,
was reading this book, and it was like the how to talk to people in power, right?
mm-hmm,
And it said this thing in the book that threw me away. He said, when people talk, it's usually a reflection of themselves, right? So when you get your volume get up, their volume get up. When you get mad, they get mad. And
mm-hmm,
like I was like, oh dang, I didn't realize that is it, right? So when I find myself looking in the mirror and having a conversation, I started thinking like this. I was like, look, if I don't want them to pop off, I'll cool off. You know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm,
then sometimes it's funny to me when I see them being so upset, and I'm like, yo, why you so mad? Like my mom called me the other day, right?
mm-hmm,
She called me yesterday. She was like, Brian, I'm upset with you. She left me this long voicemail. Brian, I'm upset with you. I told you I wasn't feeling well, and you ain't even come by and check on me, right?
mm-hmm,
And then blah 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 blah, right? So I instantly got mad because I was like, yo, she know that I was well, she didn't know that I was leaving, but she know I was in town, and I had called her twice to check on her, and I told her I was coming by, right? But when I stopped by, her car went there, so I knew
mm-hmm.
she was gone because she don't let nobody drive her car, right? So how you gonna get
Uh-huh.
angry with me, and then like why am I angry she because she and her feelings, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, the calmer heads prevail. Uh, learning that the other part about this, the other part that the reason why I said this is because I learned that what people say really don't matter. A lot of people just say stuff to
Yeah,
talk,
yeah.
and it
Just
really don't
and,
matter.
and I don't like it. I don't like small talk.
Well, I mean, when I say stuff like stuff that don't matter, it's like, hey, Brian, you act like you be everywhere, somewhere, and never. You ain't really never nowhere, right? And I'm like, yo, why am I proving myself to you? Like, I don't have to tell you where I'm at. I don't tell people where I'm at for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want you to know where I'm at, and I want you to pull up on me.
Right.
Uh,
So look, dude, like I can talk about this reunion, right?
mm-hmm.
Dog. Everybody got something to say. Well, what the website ain't this, that. But you ain't putting no work in.
Yep.
It's a volunteer job, dog. Fire me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you really have to put stuff in perspective because they ain't got nobody else to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the best way forward. And like, it's just like you really have to really think like, who is this? Who are these people, and why do they matter?
Yep.
They don't. Not even that. And like when I say the image that I want to put out of myself
Mm-hmm.
is my image. It matters to me. I don't care about anybody else. Even though sometimes I have to turn off my Facebook page when I'm looking for a job, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I know just because I like to talk political and everything else, don't mean that everybody else want to hear my political outtakes.
Yeah.
But man, me controlling myself is me understanding who I'm talking to, and then what Rick Ross said, in a room full of in a room full of failures, I feel like an outcast.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's how I look at stuff. I can't let somebody emotions control me because that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I mean, I think that a lot of people like I'm not a. I mean, being a DJ, I'm a people pleaser in that aspect. But as I've gotten older, I've learned that everybody is not going to be happy with how I respond to them, right? But I will say my point, and I try to. It's not too many times where I don't have a level head. And as you said, I mean, people only take the energy that you give them, right? So it's like I don't invest in bad energy. Like I don't invest in arguing because arguing really gets you nowhere. And then now we're mad because I'm that I'm that person that if I argue with you, I may never talk to you again. I'm like, well, why am I arguing with this person? This is a waste of my time. Like they're not listening. And when I see people not being able to listen, I'm like, I automatically look at them as I want to say a non-listener, but automatically think of it. I was like, well, shoot, what if we get into business together, or what if we have kids together, or we get married, and like you don't listen. And it's like that impacts business, that impacts your relationship, that impacts it could be kids or however you look at it, that can impact your money. So I try because I mean, like I said, we got family that's in prison and jail and stuff like that. And it's kind of like, damn, like y'all ain't learned how to be the more level head instead of getting yourself in these scenarios. And now don't get me wrong, like some people do things out of desperation, but I always feel like there's ways to figure it out instead of going the wrong way or that 30 seconds and screwing up the rest of my life. Because I know for me,
Yeah, and I think
I don't
that
want any felonies. Hell, I don't want any misdemeanors. Shoot, if and a lot of people they just throw all that out the window and and I don't know and recklessly do things that they shouldn't do. So
yeah, but I think there's some points like there's some lines that be crossed that some people again they're angry, and like sometimes people angry and then you got the liquor that allows them to get loose,
mhm.
and like it's a
I think they still make a choice. I've said
there's still a choice,
once or
but
twice,
like
but at the same time, I said what I meant when I said it when drinking, or well, I'm not really a smoker, but like just being under the influence and stuff like that. I feel like you still like if I'm in your space and I've been drinking and stuff like that, and I just hit you, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't the liquor didn't do it. The liquor gave me courage to do it, but I wanted to hit you, but the liquor just made it a lot easier for me to cross that line of
Yeah,
hitting.
the liquor made it like it made you like, yo, the consequences I'm okay with, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I don't know, I've never drank, so I can't tell people that the liquor give them courage, but
Mm-hmm.
that's what I've heard.
No, it
That
definitely
liquor,
gives you courage to. I mean, not necessarily say whatever you want, but just to you're loosening up. So your inhibitions are lessened. So now you're just more free to say things, that you normally wouldn't say in your uninebriated state. So
yeah, yeah. But I mean, but yeah, that kind of bring us back to a point where when our black man ever in a safe place to
mhm.
to speak. But yeah, this
No, we're not.
it,
I,
never.
I
It's
think
ever
I think the only people that got it worse than a black man speaking is a white man.
really.
Yeah, like shit. White man can't say nothing.
Uh I
No,
think he can and he does.
White man can't say nothing. White man can't say I don't like black. White man can't say I don't like black people. I
President
can
Trump has
literally
said
say,
that at least
I mean,
three
I like
times.
white people, but I can literally say I don't like white people, and people be like, "Oh, well, shoot, that's just how you feel." Like,
Yeah.
but a white man saying, "Man, I don't like black people." Oh lordy,
Yeah, I mean
it's
I
over.
mean
They
what,
canceled.
cancel meaning what? That he ain't got no job.
Damn
He
near.
ain't get
Look, if you like, I could have a YouTube video, me and you talking right now, or how we do with the podcast, and I
KWC.
say I don't like white I don't like white men, and I wouldn't. I mean, it's still a not it's not a cool thing to say, but I won't. No, I want to say because Kanye got canceled. Well, Kanye was stupid, but I'm saying a white man has a better chance, or most white men have a better chance of getting canceled than most black men off of saying I don't like black men, I don't like white men.
Well, yeah, I mean, like that one guy that just was talking about,
Well, don't say
and
you don't
I
like
think,
white women.
I
that,
think
that
they,
that should have get you canceled double
but
time.
I think they elevated the one guy who said that he don't mess with Jews or black people, because like you got your Candace Owens of even like I think it's always going to be those shocking all people that say things that everybody want to say but can't say, and I
Mhm.
think that's more what I get when white people say stuff, right? Uh, like Candace Owens, like she's dangerous because she has enough of the truth in it
Yeah,
to
she
eh,
actually don't be that far off. She
oh
just goes a little bit further where you're like, I don't, like you don't know.
yeah, like she's a plant, right? Like
Mhm,
she go further enough to because she is right. Like we haven't Democrats haven't gave us a great deal, right?
mhm,
But Republicans damn sure ain't. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Like, and I ain't saying okay, not all Republicans, dang sure ain't, right?
Yeah,
Because I
you
don't feel
know, you
like
can
it's
always twist the narrative, and she could say it a certain way, but that's the beauty of dialogue, right? Like
yeah,
you
but
say
she's
dialogue, you take
elevated
it and
because
you
what?
regurgitate it, and you keep it moving.
Yeah, and she's elevated because of what? Because she is saying what she'll say what the Fox News reporters want her to say, right? Well, blacks got to do better.
But look at it like this with Candace Owens. If Candace Owens says, "Well, I don't like the black woman in media," she won't be able to say nothing else. She be done. It's just like you cancellation is still relevant. You say the wrong thing to like it's just like saying like if I say I don't date black women. If I said that,
don't don't you see? They can cut that, Sean. So you don't want to say that.
no, but I'm saying if you say if you say something like that to that extreme, then Now, I mean, not that it's this large amount of people that subscribe to us anyway, but at the same time, you could lose easily most of your viewership, if not all of it, just based off of that, just based off of the black woman that supports you, based off of the white men that support the black woman. Like, you can literally end up in a bad space by saying something. I mean, I love black women and I date black women, but I'm just saying, like, if you say something like that extreme, it's like even with Kanye, like Kanye being canceled for, saying the anti-Semitism stuff. It's like Kanye felt he was, I mean, Kanye is either a genius or just the biggest idiot ever. And I
he can be both. He can be both.
Yeah, but I mean, to fuck up,
because you could be a genius but not have any people skills, right?
But look at it like this: to fuck up that bag. I mean, he had an empire. Kanye had a product that whatever he put his name on, it damn near flew off of this, like whether it was shoes, whether it was clothes, etc. Kanye had such a large platform and he literally gave it up within a 2-hour interview.
Yeah,
which
some
crazy
people
to me.
really
I mean, he doubled
slavery
down.
Slavery is a choice, right? But
he didn't even get hit on the slavery was a choice. He got hit on the anti-Semitism.
Hold on, let me do my promo. Black women, this podcast is for you. You can come and check us out at any time, any place. We are here for you, black women. Just like Tyler Perry, we promote and love black women.
AskDiddy.com. Tell them why you mad.com. God damn it. No, but seriously though, it's like, bro, like Kanye, it was funny because it was like a TV show. What did he say? He said the anti-Semitism line, and then he was like, what, is Adidas go drop me, whatever? And Adidas dropped them the next day. It was like, bro, like, you had it. We have never seen a brand like Kanye, with the exception of Michael Jordan, within the black community, like moving stuff on a regular, like Jesus was dropping every week. The dude had like all kinds of different models. Like Kanye was a time. Like Kanye, like literally had it, and he literally let it go within 2-hour interview or within days. It was like, bro, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like for white men versus us, right? Yeah. We could say stuff like we don't date black women, and we could get canceled from the black community, but we may not get canceled from all. A white man saying I don't date black women is like it could be seen as racist.
And we're gonna have to put that poll up because, like, I want to see what they would say. Yeah. If you're white and you say you don't date black women, is that could you say that and still keep your job?
that look, you. I mean, if I was white, I would not touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Man, there's some stuff that black people can't touch, man. Like, and then like I feel like Diddy is the and like, man. So let me go back into the Diddy thing. I'm not a Diddy cheerleader. Like, but if you defend him in the court, if you keep saying that he's innocent until proven guilty, Cass is acting like you is as worse as him. Like, I never said he was an asshole.
Thing that people do, man. I hate that we do that to each other.
Stop. It's not. So
some of us do to each other.
Yeah, yeah. Some of us do. And I had this debate on my podcast with this lady, right? Because she was telling me that if I'm not pro-choice, I'm pro-abortion. Well, she said if I'm not if I'm pro-choice, if I don't believe in how did she say?
If you don't believe in abortion, then you are.
If I don't want a woman to get an abortion, then I'm pro-choice.
Okay, I got you.
Wait. No, she said, yeah, it's opposite. So I was like, look, you can't box me in and tell me. For one, I have no decision in that fight at all. A
Mm-hmm.
woman gonna do what I'm not a woman. She gonna do what she gonna do, right? I don't believe government should tell people what they should do with their body.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Right? That doesn't mean I'm pro-abortion. That's what it was. She was like,
Yeah.
you pro-abortion if you want to be able to get abortions. And I'm like, look, lady, I'm not pro-abortion, but I'm not the other way either. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
things at once. You may not want a you may not in your situation in situations be down with abortions, but at the same time you're not with the government telling someone that they can't have one.
right, right. But does that mean I'm stumping for them? That I'm pro-choice? No, I'm not pro-choice. I'm not out here telling people, "Hey, let them have the abortions." Hey, like I'm not a cheerleader for having abortions, right? You know what I'm saying? But like so, but you make it a binary choice. Like I either got to be one or the other, and I'm not.
Mhm.
I am pro. I am pro. Let a woman decide what she want to do with her body,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was unique.
Because I'm pro let a man decide what he want to do with his body. Because if you were saying that if a man, if he was masturbating, that he was committing abortion, then it'd be a lot of men in jail.
Yeah, yeah, that sucks.
If you said a man, if you put a law that a man couldn't participate in sex that didn't basically amount to having a baby, uh, it'll be a lot of men in jail.
So let's go back to this. You were talking. You had said it could be both with Kanye. Like, how do you? I mean, like how it could be one of the
Oh,
smart
he could be a
men.
genius. He could be a genius as far as and like people talk about him being a genius as far as
I think
music.
he is. I think Kanye is. He's a genius, but he just don't know how to voice himself correctly in public. I really feel like if you left all of the mics away from him, then like he would just be one of those like he'd be a great, but at the same time, what makes Kanye is having the mic in front of him. So
Yeah, how do you go from Bush don't like black people to I love Donald Trump? So that's what I'm saying. Like he can, because like I told you about Tupac, with all the different sides of a person, like he might be a great businessman, but he could be a terrible spokesperson. Like he can, like I know people that great programmers,
mm-hmm,
but cannot hold a conversation for diddly. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Like you get to him if you ain't talking about Dungeons and Dragons or some other some other stuff
Extreme
that they
anime or something like that.
yeah, yeah, you're not having a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah. But so I say you could be a genius and moronic because I think that was more moronic. And I think he let his attention whoreism get in the way of what he wanted to do. He's an attention whore.
I mean, but the thing is, I felt like he was called on like it's almost like you have to prove a point because somebody asked you something, and it's like, well, no, the you don't have to answer every question. And if you're messing with my bag, I can refrain to answer, or I can.
But that what that is right now is like what Diddy used to actually do is do artist training, like do PR training, like because I don't think a lot of these artists have that anymore, and they want to touch on like some of the stuff that people talking about. They don't have no expertise in, or they don't even have any real book knowledge. It's something that they've been following online or whatever, right? And I ain't saying that you can't be a specialist even if you learn it online, because I learned a lot of my programming online.
Yeah.
Stop. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to stand on. You got to be able to stand on. You got to be able to stand on what you say and at least sound like you. Like, okay, you said something today, right? You said I could be lying. You can say like you said you could be talk and not be able to check yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And like you, when you did your podcast by yourself, if you do it confidently, like it's believable when it's more confident, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like I think that sometimes that people get the fake it till you make it, and they confident in some stuff that they not even all that sure about. You know what I'm saying? But they can say it confidently because they heard it.
But you got to be careful of that too, because you got to watch your followers. And I remember one time I was watching this guy. It was a pastor, and he was saying how Jay-Z worships the devil. And I was like, wait a minute. But he had like a whole 30-minute YouTube video about why. And I sat there and watched that whole thing. And what I got from it is that there are other people watching this and they're believing it. And they're believing it because a pastor is saying it. And that shit is just like crazy to me. You know,
and he's saying it confidently.
Yeah,
right.
It's a because pastors, got the lingo and they got the so they can say things a certain way. I mean, they got the gift of gab like pimps do. But it's just interesting that depending on what a message is from, how people are taking it and is taking it as truth. You know what I'm saying? Where it was, but I was listening. I was like, this. But this coming from listening to music and stuff like that, and understand it's like, this dude is just making up stuff, but he's saying it like he's taking Jay-Z lines and he's actually saying the lines the wrong way, but he's saying them how he heard them. And then he's making a whole sermon off of those lines. I was like, wait a minute. Like,
taking them out of context, right? Yeah.
And I'm listening, but it's crazy because it's like, as a pastor, that's not even like if you're basing your life or the preach to your people, like that's not even the godly way to, like, you should never as a pastor talk about an individual and say that this is like, everybody has their own relationship with God, so you can't really speak on somebody else's relationship and say, well, this is the devil, this is da da da. Like, you got to understand that what you're preaching is technically not godlike.
Yeah, you actually targeting somebody, because now you're pointing people at somebody and saying, hey, this person is not of the Lord. So he is not, even though the devil is of the Lord, God created the devil for a purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you doing that, and I got a sound man right here. When you're doing that, you putting a target on somebody.
I see his hand like in the screen on the
Yeah, I'm plugging the mark. But when you're doing that, you put a target on somebody, and like people again, you are what you put in. And so when you sit there and you wanna drag somebody else down, somebody can use your words to put you down, right?
Yep.
And they can show it, they can illustrate it, because you were just taking shots at the number one.
Yeah, you're just looking at the popular thing and you're saying, well, this is the devil. And like no, like, what are you doing to save people? And that's essentially what you're supposed to be doing as a pastor, is you're congregating to get the message of the Lord out. You're not congregating to dispel this over here. You're congregating to speak to your people, to fellowship. But it was just interesting. I was like, this is 29 minutes that I'll never get back in my life. So
yeah. So if you ever want to show how not to do God's work.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think you gotta take the good with the bad. And so, like, you gotta understand that there's a lot of false prophets out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I get on this with my mom, because like sometimes when parents get on Facebook or people get online, they believe everything that they read. It's from the news source, but that it'd be like news.somewhereelse.com. You know what I'm saying? Like news.abc-ish-news.com. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like, you got to take everything with a grain of salt, and like realize that these people are peddling information for, man. I'm gonna tell you this, because I like what I feel like a lot of people don't understand. My grandmother told me this, and I'll never forget it. She said, everybody's selling something. It's up to you to figure out if they're selling you a deal, or they're selling you something where she didn't say a deal or effing, but that's the way I heard it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think about my teachers, and I was like, "Yo, what were they selling, Grandma?" And she was like, "Well, they were selling education as a product, but they also get when they have an excellent student, they also get the prize, right? They're like, oh, I helped him be where he is in life.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When I think about the preacher, when I think about the preacher, and what he's selling salvation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's selling he's he's selling views now. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying?
I
Like
mean, but he's telling lies too. You know, like
yeah,
that's just the hard part of this is where I think morals come into life, right? Like understanding that, and like everybody morals aren't the same. Like when you was mentioning earlier, as far as the Diddy thing, like if you say, oh well, Diddy, because I mean the nigga shouldn't get no damn. I think he could get a max of 20 years. Nigga should not get no damn 20 years. Like I don't think that they're gonna throw it at him, but I'm just saying like people are like, oh, but throw him under the jail, da da da, because he's a despicable person. I was like, only thing, only things that makes him look despicable are other people's. I mean, you don't know, like all those people that testified against him, they all most likely got get out of jail free cards. You know, where they can't be prosecuted, nothing could be against them. So, Diddy could be the worst person ever, but you can't put him like what's it, a couple of them got thrown out, or three charges got thrown out. It's like
3 of the 5. Yeah, 3 of the 5 got thrown out,
yeah, so it's like
and
there was no evidence, you know what I'm saying, that those should have stayed in. So people were getting mad that 3 of the 5 got thrown out, and there was nothing proving that he did
no,
any of
and so let's change his language because I want people to understand. 3 of the 5 he was acquitted for. They didn't get thrown out
it. Hmm.
because if you get it thrown out, then they could bring the charges back. But he was acquitted for
Hmm.
conspiracy to racketeer, not even all the way racketeering, but conspiracy to racketeer,
Hmm.
and 2 sex trafficking charges. Now
Hmm.
he did the two that charges that he did was transportating somebody for prostitution, right?
Hmm.
Now, my brother got so upset with me because when I told when I sent him the thing where the charges where he was acquitted of, right?
Hmm.
He asked me, "What does this mean to you?" And I was like, "It means Puffy is always and will continue to always be a big old pimp." He was upset.
But look at it like this, right? He was already ready to be upset. Does that make sense? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like some people ask questions just to, I don't know, like they want to debate it, right? It's like what are we? Why are we debating Diddy, right? Like it's like there's bigger things in the world. Like you be like, how do you feel about it? I don't give a shit. It's Puffy. Like that nigga's rich. Like I don't like like
You're right.
I could say,
It's,
well, I didn't feel like. I mean, if you look at the charges, I mean, like I said, none of the charges really made any sense anyway. Even the prostitution one, but you know, I mean, they found a way. I feel like that was a way. They found a way to get him. If it's like OJ, well, I mean, OJ did it, but not like did the murder, but like, well, he might have. But all I mean said like OJ getting off in '94, they was like, okay, well, now we're gonna hold all of your Heisman stuff, and then he broke in trying to get his stuff back, and like, and then they locked him up for that, you know. So
yeah.
it's
So they can find they can definitely. I'm like this is American system, and if we don't have if we don't have faith in the American system that
like,
justice can be fair, then
mhm.
what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? You just waiting for the next person to get shook down.
But the thing is, it's like he's been locked up. Puffy been locked up almost a year, right?
Yeah, a little over a year, right? I think
Yeah.
then they
It was September, I think, last year,
okay.
September 2024.
I thought it was when they were talking about it. He getting arrested earlier in the year. Yeah,
Definitely right. I remember it was coming off the summer, but all the men said he's done time.
right.
He's lost money. There'll never be a Bad Boy tour again. What else do you want? Like, I think sometimes we feel like the prison system is meant to like throw people away. And people just want you to throw certain people away because they don't like them for whatever reason. I don't
Yeah.
have no reason to not like Puffy. I mean, that video was disgusting with him and her, Cassie. But
Yeah.
at the same time, that's not my life.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be, and it's probably not popular, but I don't know what Cassie did before this whole thing, right? I don't know if he was like, because they tried to make it like he locks his artists in hotel rooms and stuff like that. But I was like, look, that's kind of standard practices where you have security around people to stop them from hurting themselves. Because I was like, how many tours have you seen people go in and they can't find somebody or somebody late for a tour because they left to their own vices? So like, you can't tell me that that's holding somebody or kidnapping somebody, because like, you got contractual agreements that you got to be at, and I got to make sure you, or we all gonna miss a bag, right?
Mm-hmm. No,
But
so here's the thing about that, right? The way that video went down, in my opinion, like I said, I mean, it may not be a popular opinion, but I felt like she was okay with what went down when it happened. Like it didn't seem like not to say that it didn't happen often. It may have happened, however many times, but it seems as if, and this is what, not to say that she deserved any asshole or anything like that, but at the same time, I felt it was accepted. It was something that she was okay with because this is Diddy. And like I said, right or wrong, like the video is crazy. Like, like the
yeah,
video is
yeah.
like, wow, but you know, um,
But at the same time,
as the
Sean, I don't know
restoration happened. Go
how
ahead.
I would feel if I was at a hotel room with my significant other, and I don't know if she stole his wallet or whatever, or
Yeah, I mean,
what.
you know the case, but the thing is, whenever it's a man versus a woman, I mean, it's a tough thing. I mean, honestly, if that was, I mean, I know it's a double standard, but you flip that, and it's Cassie running down the hallway, and it's Diddy catching hands. I mean, the same thing with Chris Brown. Like they said, Rihanna used to
Hit him
hit him
first.
and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
and it's just like, but them images, like it was what, three different images if I remember correctly. I think it was like
Yeah.
2009, 2010, but I think it was like three different images that was released. And when that released, the nigga was damn near canceled. Now if that happened 10 years, I mean, because Chris Brown still feels it.
Yeah.
If that happened 10, 12 years later than when that happened, he would be officially done. But it just so happened that
Unless he can't, if he keep producing hits, then I think that's what usually makes the thing go on. Like, I think, and Puffy got a chance if he just go into the lab and just produce and stay out of the limelight. He may be able to survive this. But like, this dude better
but
not.
Puff's a marketer though.
He better.
Like
He better.
you
But
got to.
he's a producer too. Like, he get
Oh
in
no,
there. He
no,
can.
but I'm saying like Puffy markets himself just as much as he produces. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah, Bad
so
Boy is Puffy.
yeah, so it's gonna be hard to. I really feel like he should just take his money and
Move to Bali.
shit. Didn't Russell try that? Didn't they try to get Russell?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but all that being said, just take your money, live a quiet life, and ghost produce some TV shows. I don't understand why R. Kelly don't do that. Like if I was R. Kelly, shoot, I'd see who's the top Chicago artist or singer, and what Suge Knight used. I think he used Simon on the Machiavelli album. Like shit, it'd just be some other name that's not tied to R. Kelly for me to get paid. So
Right. I mean, that's what I feel like he should do. I feel like he should just consult my nigga.
yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But that's why we got Ask Puff Daddy and we got AskDiddy.com where
Mm-hmm.
you can ask him whatever you want to ask him.
Yes, sir. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. All right, man. Well, let's wrap up. Great talking to you as always, man. I still want to see how this Diddy thing shake out, but all the man said, good podcast, great conversation. Always love talking to you. We figure out the next time, and that's it. You got anything to say to the people?
Yeah, next time we showing up, and appreciate the time, love the content, and let's if anybody got anything different than what I said, or if I said something to offend somebody, go ahead, let me know what it is. But I'm gonna just tell you, I'm 100% authentically me, and
Be you.
I do learn.
Hmm.
Like I can't say that I'm always right, but I can't say I give a damn. I can't say I give a damn about not. I can't say that I care about being right, because that's what I want to be right and accurate at all times. So
I
keep
care
me
about care about arguing. I don't. I protect your opinion, respect mine,
right.
and we go from there. Make sure you like,
Wise
subscribe.
words there. Protect your
Yeah,
opinion, respect mine.
like my your opinion is better than like it's an opinion. Like, and we ain't really even got to talk about it. Like, like if you got a problem with the Diddy stuff, you got a problem with Kanye stuff, you got a problem with my mama hoarding and shit in her house. Like, shit, fuck it, shit. Say what you got to say and then keep it moving. Other than
Yeah,
that,
right.
like, subscribe, leave a comment, and talk to you soon. Peace.
Peace.